The detective who worked this case never released their name. In every surviving document, they're simply referred to as Investigator A. They handled missing person cases across the United States for nearly 2 decades, but only one case was sealed, classified, and erased from public record. A pattern of disappearances where every victim reported hearing the same thing, a whisper calling their name from inside a wall. This case became known as the Whisper File. The victims came from everywhere: Nevada, Ohio, Texas, Oregon, Colorado. No relation, no link, no shared routines. But each person made one final report before they vanished. I hear someone whispering my name from behind the wall. Some said it sounded like someone they knew. Some said it sounded like a stranger. One described it as their own voice, just tired. And every call, every message, every voicemail ended the same way. I think I found the opening. Then silence. No footsteps, no struggle, no second recording, just silence. Investigator A traveled to every location: apartments, basements, offices, a school stairwell, a storage facility, a library. Every location had the same disturbing detail: a faint, perfectly straight vertical outline on a wall. Too thin to be a crack, too clean to be structural damage, too old to match the building. Some outlines were warm to the touch, some were ice cold, all were silent. But when Investigator A placed a recorder against one of the walls, something spoke, a whisper, so faint you'd miss it without headphones, a whisper saying the detective's own name, a name never shared with the public, never spoken at the scene, never written down near anything that could have been recorded. The victims weren't hallucinating. Something behind the walls was calling them, and now it knew the detective's name, too. The last known evidence came from Michael Reed, a 34-year-old night shift administrator at Brookside High School in Colorado. Michael worked alone in the building after hours, checking locks, filling reports, closing classrooms. On the night he vanished, a security guard found his phone under a desk. It was still recording. Michael's voice is shaky. Okay, it's doing it again. I keep hearing someone say my name, but there's nobody here. He walks through an empty hallway, fluorescent lights buzzing overhead. It's coming from the old history room, he whispers, but that room was sealed last year. Then the recording captures it. Mikael, come here. The voice isn't distant. It's not echoing down the hall. It's right behind the wall. Michael steps closer. Oh God, it's inside the wall. He runs his fingers along the wood paneling. There's a line here, a perfect line. I've never seen this before. The whisper returns. Closer. I'm right here. Michael's breath shakes. That voice, he whispers. It sounds like no, it can't be. A dragging sound begins, a heavy, ancient wooden groan, as if something is forcing its way open. Michael gasps. It's moving. The wall is moving. A thin crack appears. Cold air rushes out, sharp, unnatural. I see something. It's not a doorway. It's... He stops speaking. You hear a single step forward. Then the whisper, his whisper, says, "Welcome back." And the recording cuts off. Not with static, not with a scream. Just silence, as if the sound itself was swallowed. Investigator A finished their report. The outline in the walls wasn't a door, wasn't a crack, wasn't a structural anomaly. It was a boundary between here and something else, something that calls out with the voice you trust most, or fear most, or miss the most, something that learns your name the moment you hear its voice. The whisper file was sealed, case closed, evidence classified, but similar reports still appear. In Chicago, Phoenix, Portland, Boston, Raleigh, each with the same whisper, each with a new name. A note was found in the detective's final private log. It doesn't come from the wall. The wall is just where you first hear it. It's closer than that. And here's the part that wasn't supposed to leak, but did. Some people who watch videos about the whisper file claim that a night or two later, they hear a faint voice calling their name from a place they can't pinpoint. A corner of the room, behind the bed, inside a closet. And the voice always sounds familiar. A friend, a memory, a fear, or worst of all, it sounds exactly like them. If that ever happens to you, don't search for the wall. Don't look for the outline. By the time you hear your own voice whispering back, it's already found a way in.